Welcome back, friends. So I think it's Thanksgiving. That's the plan anyway. Post this on Thanksgiving. Just a little tidbit, not to take up too much of your time because I know you're busy today. I know I'm busy. I did this little quick collage and it didn't take me long. I did have to wait 45 minutes for the transfer part, but the rest of it took no time at all. I used some transparent papers, I used some paint, I pushed it around with a color shaper, and that's it pretty much. I mean, I used stuff that I had around. Anyway, it's quick. Let's get to it. So as I said, I'm starting with paint. And these letters and numbers that you see off on the side are part of this transfer that I'm going to be doing. So I mentioned it without explaining, but I figured out recently an easy way of doing transfers. Now I should have reversed these when I printed it, but I didn't. But it doesn't really matter. The way we're going to be using it today, I don't think it's going to matter at all. So while I'm pushing paint around, let me explain a little. Normally when we do transfers, we print out, let's say, on a laser jet printer onto regular paper. And then we use gel medium and we wait for it to fully dry, and then we moisten the paper and we rub and we rub and we rub until all the paper is gone and we're just left with the toner that transferred to either the canvas or the paper. So it's a real time-consuming process, and it's also extremely tedious and hard on your hands. As you can see, I printed on a laser jet on Avery label paper. So this is after I've pulled the labels off of here. I then printed. It's very delicate. You can just scratch it right off with your finger. So you have to be very, very careful with it once you print it. But it transfers beautifully. And if you're not expecting a 100% perfect, if you want it a little grungy, this is a great solution. So now I'm planning my collage. I knew I wanted to use some deli paper. And I think these colors go well with the colors that I have down on the paper that I just painted onto the paper. That paint is now dry. And I'm also going to use some of these numbers. So I'm drawing a vertical line to kind of work off of. It's a little bit off center. It's not like, right down the middle. It's slightly off. And I'm putting some gel medium down, and I'm laying down the number 8 upside down, toner side down. So let me tell you a little bit about this technique. This paper that is printed on is actually the label paper that when you create labels for shipping. It's made by Avery. And I ship stencils all the time, so I've got lots. I'm always using these papers, and so it's very easy for me to just, save the papers after I peel the labels off. And so I'm putting down some gel medium. So let's talk about the papers again. The paper itself, after you pull off the labels, you'll notice it's very kind of waxy. And I don't know if freezer paper would work with this. I would love to try that one of these days to see if maybe we could just print on freezer paper. Now, when you do print on this, it's very delicate because it's toner sitting on top of that waxy surface, and it's very delicate. But it works. Especially if you're going for like a grungy look, it works very well. So I have to leave that gel medium to dry, and I'm continuing to look at what I would like to possibly do once I can peel that off. When you see how easy this is, you'll be like, why did I ever do it the other way? So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I decide I'm going to do some dry brushing. And I'm going to use one of my stencils. And I'm just lightly dry brushing some titanium white. I want to be able to see through it. So I'm loving that so far. You'll also notice that little like grid thing, the little raggedy grid thing off to the left. That is actually paint that built up on one of my texture plates that I then peeled off and saved. And so I'm also looking to use that in part of this as well. Okay, so tomorrow is Black Friday, and so I am launching for 1 week only 2 bundle sets, and it's going to be at a special price. So each bundle you get some various small and large masks. I'm doing masks only with these bundles, and you could go to the website and see what's included in each bundle. They are at the special price of $25 per bundle, and you get a lot in each one. So go check it out on the website. You can see exactly what's in each bundle. Okay, hopefully I'm not pulling this too soon, but we're going to try pulling one of them. So I think I'm going to pull the 8. Yeah, it's working out fine. Okay, so let's go for this C. Oh, geez. All right, I'll have to, I was pulling up some of the paper here. Okay, so we're getting a very grungy look. Now maybe I would have gotten a better look had I waited longer, put it that way. But I love how in less than an hour I got a solid black, and I didn't have to sit here and rub paper. So that's this is how I prefer to do it. Anyway, so over here I have some paper that is now sticking up because it came up from the gel medium. Same thing over here. So I'm just doing a slight repair. I'm now burnishing. I'm not burnishing. I'm adding some gel medium to the top to really seal this toner. Okay. So now what? That's the story. Now what? So I definitely want to use, so this was the plan. I'm going to have to get a little bit more paper because it wasn't long enough. And I still had this in my cabinet, so I'm thinking, but that might be later because sometimes it helps to look in the camera to actually see the composition better. So I don't know if you can tell, but this deli paper was made with the same stencil that I stenciled the white in. It's I think it's called, oh, what's it called? Stained glass. So it's two ways of using the stencil. Before I put this down, I want to extend this with something. Oops. So now you probably cannot see this, but a lot of the colors that are in this stripe are also in this little meshy thing. And this is just paint that I lifted off of a textured plate. I mean, it was literally caked with paint, and I was able to just lift the paint off. I have to put a good amount of gel medium. It looks cloudy right now, but it'll dry clear. But I really want to make sure it sticks. So I think I want it to dry completely before I decide if it needs anything else, because I'm not sure about this section right here. I would like to introduce a little bit of this red. It's either alizarin crimson or quinacridone that had other things mixed in with it. I'm not really sure what that print was from. It was just like the leftover edge. So I'm going to see if I have any other transparent papers that maybe I want to use that incorporate some of this color right in here. I'll be right back. Okay, so yesterday I was playing with open paints, and I was just, crumpling paper and see how open paints react to that type of thing. And I was using alizarin crimson because my open set has alizarin crimson, which is, I think, the color that I need. But I also like some of this. This is really subtle paper on exam paper, maybe a little too subtle. I have some very interesting wrinkles going on here that might be good here. I need something subtle, so that's a possibility. This is that green, and I could just do, actually it even has the green and the red. That might actually be, I don't know. I also have, not the dark green, but what's in the, no, that's not working for me. Okay, let's narrow it down if the color's too intense, I don't want it. But this fine line is still appealing to me. Like right here, like that. Yeah. And then maybe I can find another piece of this that will work over here. So it still allows all of this other beautiful stuff happening here to come through. Okay, let's see if we can find another very subtle piece. I just did this today, so this is very... So I don't like to put deli paper over the black because then it shows. It goes completely transparent in other areas, but over black, it shows up. But I'm thinking, is that too much like a figure 8? Yeah. I am cutting very, very lightly here because I don't want to go through the other paper. When you're working on paper as a substrate, you have to be really delicate with the X-Acto knife. I could have also traced it and then cut it on the board. I've made a mess of my brush. Okay, hopefully I don't hate this. I'm up too close to it. I'm not like stepping away. So this tape is supposed to be even less tack, and it's pulling up the paper. So I will not be using this tape again. Maybe after I take the tape off, I'll love it more. Yeah. Much better without that tape. Okay. So that's it for this short video. Thank you for watching, and I am grateful to every single one of you. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to create, inspire, and share. Bye-bye.